Sounds like
See,
he's
Joe
roller
doesn't
skating.
like history, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Red Savoy Pizza is back in downtown
Red
St. Paul.
Savoy, baby.
Red Savoy, original location from 1965, was on 7th Street, and it became a great St. Paul treasure, but the word got out, and people from all over the metro came over to get a Red Savoy Pizza, and the late Earl Red Schoenheider sold it to Reed Daniels, sold the name. And he told Reed, whatever you do, don't bleep up my pizza. It's a recipe that I've had for 50 years, 60 years, and I don't want it altered. So now they're back in downtown St. Paul, right at the site of the Wild Practice. I think it's called the Treasure Island Building, right?
Yes.
And that's one of 15 locations, soon to be 16. Now, pay attention. If you've never had Red Savoy Pizza, you're really missing something, because Red wasn't kidding when he said he had a special recipe. They're now in Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Eagan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo. Lakeville will open next month. Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul, east side of St. Paul on White Bear Avenue, St. Paul on Snelling, that's my place, Vadnais Heights, and Woodbury. This is cut in squares. It's soda style. It's been soda style since 1965. That's S-O-T-A, not soda like a soda, Minnesota. Soda style pizza. You know, Chicago's got deep dish, and New York's got giant slices. We have soda style, but only Red's Savoy had soda style, and now Reed has the recipe. It's just fantastic. It's a thin crust. It's cut in squares. It's my favorite pizza. It has been for 60, 50 years, because I even frequented the place on 7th Street. It's been fantastic, and I'm glad it's back. It's great toppings, great cheese, and cut into squares like it should be since 1965. And Reed is insistent that he will keep Red's recipe going through the ages, because it has become a St. Paul treasure, now available everywhere in the metropolitan area. And if you have not tried Red Savoy Pizza, you're really missing something. And why don't you also download the Red Savoy app? You'll get rewards like free cheese bread on their first order, a free pizza on your birthday, and access to happy hour pricing. Happy hour pricing.
Hey, Joe, will you tell the GL listeners how to download that Red Savoy app?
Well, you go to your phone.
Yep.
And you type in Red Savoy, I bet.
Right. Maybe
What
right in
about
your
the
app
Noel?
store.
Right in your app
What
store.
about HTTP?
TPWWW.red Savoy. It really is the best,
So,
you guys.
Serious question, because you mentioned if you haven't tried it, and I'm one of those dum-dums who's never tried it. So my question to you is, where is your store, the one you would frequent? Because I have a feeling that would be closest to me, too.
Snelling, about a mile south of 94 on the west side of Snelling Avenue in St. Paul.
Oh, so I could, because I'll be there tomorrow or Thursday. I have to go to
I'm
the
trying
station.
to think where else you might find it close. St. Louis Park? No.
No. I'll be at the station on Thursday, so I can
Well, go to
swing
Snelling.
over.
Go to Snelling.
Yeah.
You've never had pizza like this. I'm not kidding. It is different.
It is different. You're right.
It is
It's
really,
outstanding.
really, really wonderful stuff. Let's Grunhofer them. Let's Grunhofer those Red Savoy pizza locations. We'll be back in just a moment. Go ahead, have another glass egg, moron. Oh, it's still a day when you want to get the treats like Red Savoy Pizza.
Oh, man.
Well, listen to this. Jim Wolf writes, this past Friday night, I convinced the DA that we're going to have a Red Savoy for dinner. She's on board. She'd never tried it. The timing was perfect. Prior to leaving work, I placed an order online to be picked up on the way home. The order was a Red's House Special, which includes Savoy's original sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, green peppers, onions, green olives with extra bake time. This is as good as a double sausage, maybe better. In addition, I ordered the meatloaf boat, which comes with 3 meatballs, two large pieces of buttered and seasoned bread, and plenty of sauce. I threw in a jar of their sauce, which is amazing, and bing, bang, boom, we were all set. The next part is mostly for Kenny. I grabbed a fork and one by one devoured 3 delicious meatballs on the way home, which the DA never found out about, although the sauce that dripped on my shirt was suspicious. Those meatballs were more nervous than a hunk of smoked salmon in Kenny's truck on the way home from Grunhofer's. I walked into our home, dropped the piping hot pizza, on the table and said, "Dinner is served." And I even got us some toasted bread and sauce as a side. She never knew the difference. She was happy. I was happy. Reds was happy. Win, win, win. For the record, the toasted bread is packed in the same container as the meatballs, but separate from the sauce. So after devouring the meatballs, the bread still passed as an add-on due to the perfect packaging. Reds is our now go-to. P.S. If she ever wants meatballs, I will have to place 2 orders, one for the ride home and one for at home. Jim Wolf in St. Paul talking about Red Savoy. It's not just soda-style pizza since 1965. They live it. Starting this month, they're always dreaming up ways to make it more interesting for you. Starting this month, when you order a pizza from Reds, you'll get a pull tab tucked into the box.
Stop.
Yeah?
Reed was in here earlier, and I know
Yeah?
you guys were patiently waiting while I was talking with Reed and some of the sales team, so thank you for your patience on
Was
that.
I patient?
You were. And
Yep.
I
Reed
wasn't.
dropped
I wasn't
off
at all.
a number of these pull tabs for us, so what I'm going to do is keep them all to myself, and I'm going to open one up right now to show you how easy it is to win
Nice.
some cool swag
Well,
from
let's see what
Red
you get,
Savoy.
because here's what you could get. You're going to end up with either free pizza, pasta, wings, salads, cookies, pop, as well as money off on your next purchase. You can even win the grand prize, free Red Savoy for a year. So
What?
let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
All right, this I think was part of Kenny's stack, so I'm going to open up Kenny's stack first.
He's
and then-
really mad at me.
and then work my way down.
I don't see
And
why.
look at this. I just won a free pop from Red Savoy.
There you go.
Boom.
You're welcome.
I'm going to
It's
keep
better
that.
than a sharp poke in the eye with a stick.
You darn right it is.
It's Red Savoy original recipe since 1965, and they're all over the metro now. Just fantastic. Downtown St. Paul, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul and Snelling, Vadnais Heights, Woodbury, St. Louis Park, Roseville, Osseo, Lakeville in about a week, Hugo, Edina, Eden Prairie, Egan, Burnsville, Blaine, and Apple Valley. And don't forget, download the Red Savoy app for additional treats that we'll be telling you more about. The Red Savoy app, and enjoy it. And despite the fact that we're not supposed to have Super Bowl parties, have your own party with Red's Savoy.
What was it? Trade off?
Unify.
Republican president for 4 years, and then Democrat. I don't know. It was something
Well,
like that.
Mr. Governor, you have any interest in heading up the Unity Party?
Do what now? I don't know.
Say, Billy Stein up in Aiken wants us to know that 50 years ago when he was in dental school, he would volunteer at the Union Gospel Mission Dental Clinic. And then after making sure the dental hygienists and assistants got to their cars safely, he went over to the St. Paul paper and hung out with his buddy Mark, a staff photographer. They would knock back several Heinekens at Luigi's and then get to 7th Street at Red Savoy to foam the runway with one of their great pizzas. And he's delighted to know
Nice.
that Red Savoy is still available. I can't wait to get one. I can't wait to get one if and when I deem it safe to return to the land of the tallest buildings.
Yeah, they don't
So
have one
they
up in
did-
Aiken.
The discovery continues. Red Savoy Pizza is alive and well with the original recipe, and they're now available all over the metro area. John Haidt had it last night. He had a
I
what do
saw
you have?
that.
A cheeseburger.
Sausage?
Here, I got it on my phone.
He
I
had
got it on my
sausage
How do
phone.
you like it?
One was a cheeseburger pizza, and one was sausage, peppers, and onions.
Oh,
And then I
boy.
texted him how did he like it. He said the best crust he's ever had, the best sauce he's ever had, and he'll be returning. He found the unique recipe quite the experience.
And John's kind of a pizza snob.
He is.
not even
He
kind
knows
of,
his.
he is.
Let's put it this way: he knows his pizza, and now he's a Red Savoy pizza guy, and you can be too. They are in Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Egan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville next month, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, east side of St. Paul on White Bear Avenue, downtown St. Paul on Snelling Avenue, Vadnais Heights, and Woodbury. And if you download the Reds, R-E-D apostrophe S, the Reds Savoy app, you're going to get rewards like free cheese bread, free pizza on your birthday, access to happy hour pricing, and you're going to discover that pizza that's been soda style since 1965.
Stop.
That's S-O-T-A. S-O-T-A. Soda
Oh,
style.
not pop.
No, it's not soda.
All you have to do, keep it simple, You're doing it all right if you do this. You call Red Savoy and you say,
You notice
I
how
want
he leans into the
a double-
microphone when
Yeah.
he does this?
That's right, because I'm serious now. A double sausage, and you want it well done. That's all you need. That's the only.
What do you mean, well done? You have lectured me your whole life that you say I should never get anything well
you
done.
get a filet mignon, you want like a hockey puck. I just
Right.
want that crispy crust, maybe a little burn on top with the cheese. Double sausage, that's all. That's their best pizza ever.
I got news for you, dingbat.
Yep.
I got news for you, you moron.
Yep.
That original recipe, they know more about it than you do.
Yeah.
Red Schoenheider invented this.
I go in there and I've always said to Red, "You're doing it all right here, Red. You're doing it all right." That was the last
Pizza
My last.
ad turns into the end of Garage
This is
Lunch.
ridiculous.
I know it's
Why I'm appalled.
I know it's not open anymore on 7th and 52.
No, that's right. That's because Reed spread it out all over, and you get the
Exactly.
original recipe at every store.
But I have such fond memories of parking behind there. You go in, you go through the door, and it's
That's
dark.
in the past,
and it's
you
dark,
moron.
And the waitress, "How you doing, honey? We'll be ready for in a couple of minutes." And then you bring it out to the car.
Sorry, Red Savoy.
No.
When we would listen into the
It's
car,
like going to Ground
who
Office.
are these two jackasses?
Rookie, you be quiet.
You bring it to the car.
Stop. Turn
and
his microphone
You can't
off.
even wait. You open it up and you start stealing pieces right out of
Wait,
it.
they bring it to me?
Yeah, bring
Red
you.
Savoy,
Yeah.
Red Savoy, you won't regret it. You're going to be doing yourself a great favor.
God, I love that pizza.
Hey, it's another new month at Red Savoy, and that means a new offer from Red Savoy Pizza for you, the loyal GLers who get online. Last month it was free wings. This month, did I say free wings?
You did.
Free wings?
Free wings. This month it's
Hello?
free. It's free garlic cheese bread when you buy a large pizza. Yeah, Red's going to bonus you their delicious cheese bread. You're going to get 4 slices of the Texas toast smothered in cheese with Red's signature marinara sauce for dipping. The cheese bread is precisely the sort of an item that usually wouldn't make it all the way home in the car, Kenny and Reavers. Get to SavoyPizza.com or go on the Savoy app, build your own one-topping large pizza, add an order of cheese bread, and use promo code JOE at checkout. This is an online offer only, and it's for a limited time. So go build your large pizza and get the free cheese bread from Red Savoy, now featuring that wonderful soda-style original recipe all over the metro area, including White Bear Avenue in St. Paul, downtown St. Paul, Snelling Avenue in St. Paul, Vadnais Heights in Woodbury, and, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. Apple Valley.
Eden Prairie.
Blaine, Burnsville, Egan, Eden
got
Prairie,
'em.
Edina, Hugo, Lakeville, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park. And it's just fantastic. It's the best soda-style, well, it's the only soda-style pizza because it was invented to be the soda, S-O-T-A, thin crust loaded with cheese and toppings. It's the only soda-style pizza in the state, and it's from Red's Savoy. Go to the app or go online and use Joe at checkout, and you'll get some cheese bread.
Woo.
I have exciting news.
All right. Bring us up Monday. Let's go.
Well, about Red Savoy Pizza. We're drawing ever closer to where you're going to get one in Lakeville.
Come on.
And what's important is that you get one because they all have the original recipe. They all have the original recipe, born in 1965 at Red's Savoy Pizza on 7th Street. And now you can get them all over the metro with that original recipe. Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Egan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville. We're only, 10 days away from Lakeville or so? Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul on Snelling, Vadnais Heights, and Woodbury. And why don't you realize this is soda style, S-O-T-A, cut and square, just like it should be since 1965. You can download the Red's Savoy app and get rewards like free cheese bread and on your first order, a free pizza on your birthday, access to happy hour pricing. And believe me, if you have not had a Red Savoy pizza, you are really in for a treat because it's the best pizza in town because that original recipe dates back to 1965, dreamed up by Red Schoenheider himself. And when he sold the name and the franchising to Reed Daniels, he said, just don't mess with the recipe. And Reed has kept that He's kept that promise, and that's why you get the original recipe at every Red Savoy pizza.
I have some really wise counsel for those pizza lovers out there.
Oh, don't tell me how to do it right.
No. I'm going to tell you what you should not do. If you are hungry and it's around lunchtime, do not go to savoypizza.com and watch them prepare that sausage pizza with onions, pepperoni. I was looking at the locations just now, and they showed the pizza. They showed it cutting, and they showed people devouring the pizza.
Did you get hangry?
I'm really, really hangry at savoypizza.com.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Hail the Flashlight King.
Well, hail you.
Thanks to you, we realized that Tuesday was National Pizza Day. We almost made a horrible mistake.
What do you mean?
Well, dinner had been prepared earlier in the day. It was in the fridge, ready to go to the oven. Quickly, the CP downloaded the Red Savoy app. Logged in. We ordered. Then entered the two letters euphorians fear the most. GL. A short drive down 494 to Woodbury, and bing, bang, boom, the pizza and wings were hot and ready. Paul from Oakdale. Oh, yes. Paul from Oakdale took exactly the kind of advantage GLers can take with Red Savoy Pizza. You download the app, or you go to savoypizza.com, or go on the Savoy app to build the large pizza you want. Add any order of wings to your order using the promo code GL at checkout to get the wings on Reds. This is an online offer only, and it will be available for a limited time, so do what Paul did. Get to Red Savoy Pizza and enjoy the free wings on them. And you can do this all over the Metro now because Red's original recipe is available all over the Metro. It's the original recipe since 1965. Soda style, S-O-T-A. Thin crust, cut in squares, loaded with toppings and cheese. It's my favorite pizza. Reavers, you have it last night for National Pizza Day?
National Pizza Day was taking place at the Reavers household. I did exactly what Paul did. I downloaded I'd already had the app downloaded. All you do, it's that easy. The coupon area on your app, you just enter GL and your wings are free. It's so easy.
And what'd you use, Eden Prairie Store?
Absolutely, yep.
What's the matter, Kenny?
I'm going to have to open my own Red Savoy in Alexandria because
It's too far away.
once again had to have frozen pizza, and it was awful.
Let's figure out the closest to Kenny, because you can get Red Savoy in Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Eagan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville any moment, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul, in the Tria Center where the Wild play or practice, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul on Snelling, Vadnais Heights in Woodbury. I would say
Osseo, probably.
Osseo or Blaine has to be the closest.
I'm going to demand the roommate just open her own franchise in Alexandria.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, you talked to Reed about that. Red Savoy, it's the best in town. Use that app to get your free wings. We'll be back shortly.
That's right, Vetter is.
Gary Loris from the
Jayhawks. Well,
as
there ain't
Chris
nothing wrong with
genuflects.
liking baseball. Hey, we all know Rookie loves his double sausage, and we all know what soda style is. Soda style on Red Savoy Pizza, that's thin crust. Thin crust, S-O-T-A. Red's signature sauce that's a savory before spicy. It's a special recipe. It was founded at the original Red Savoy on 7th Street in St. Paul back in 1965. Cheese on top, layered like lasagna, cut in squares like it should be, and don't let anybody tell you different. But do you know what your favorite Red Savoy pizza is? You should. This month, they're going to introduce you to a few new ones, and you can go on the website and discover them. You can discover the house special. You can discover the East Sider. You can make your own, and when you do call it in, make sure you have previously gone to the app or savoypizza.com and enter Joe at checkout and pick up and take home free garlic cheese bread with your pizza order. That's just for GLers. That's online. You just can't walk in off the street and say, hey, I want some cheese bread. You're there to pick up your deluxe Red Savoy pizza, and they're going to have the cheese bread for you on them because you've gone online and joined the app. And this is all over town now. This is all over the Metro.
All over?
This original recipe is available in Apple Valley and Blaine and Burnsville and Eagan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville, that just opened in Feb. It's a roaring success. Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul where the Wild Train, east side of St. Paul on White Bear Avenue, St. Paul on Snelling, Vadnais Heights, and Woodbury. It's almost as though there's a Red Savoy about 10 minutes from everybody in the metropolitan area. Or, as we say, the 7-county Metropolitan Mosquito Control District.
There we go.
You can find your Red Savoys, and it's the best in town.
John,
It's
you
the
have a Red
best
Savoy?
in town.
I do have a Red Savoy. It's in Blaine.
Yeah, John's got Blaine.
I did before we wrap this up. I want to put a bow on this music conversation.
Oh, you're going to
back
put
in
red.
back in the year 2000.
Geez, I was going to
Huey
wrap
Lewis.
up Red, but I'll come back to Red. Let's go
I
back.
thought you were
let's
done.
go
I'm
back
sorry.
to
I thought
Huey
you were done.
Lewis.
Huey Lewis covered "Cruisin'" in 2000 and hit number 1 on the easy listening charts. So, see, I just wanted to wrap that all up in a big
What
bow.
Yacht Rock's channel? I'd have to go to the Yacht Rock channel.
Nothing wrong with Yacht. Kenny was listening to Yacht Rock today when I joined the program. So
Yacht Rock
There you
is
go.
great if you got about 48 Bud Lights in you. Then you can take it.
Is that the
we're
same
gonna,
album?
We're going to agree to disagree on that one too.
Is that the same album where Huey stole the Ghostbusters theme song?
I don't know.
It was the other way around.
Oh,
Yeah, Huey made a lot of money from Ray Parker Jr.
That's
because Ray
right.
Parker Jr. stole the changes.
God, think about all this when you're going to get your Red Savoy,
Red
okay?
Savoy.
My favorite, I
busted
got to
in
tell
there.
you, my favorite's the House Special. That's been the most popular
Yeah.
Red Savoy for years. That's the sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, green pepper, onions, and olives. It's just supreme, and they're available everywhere because Red's even uses the original Red Savoy sausage. So you're getting a recipe from top to bottom at redsavoypizza.com.
59, 60.
About 12 minutes there, huh?
That's right, Vetter is.
Gary Loris from the
Gary Loris.
from the Jayhawks.
Well,
As
there ain't
Chris
nothing wrong with
genuflects.
liking baseball. Hey, we all know Rookie loves his double sausage, and we all know what soda style is. Soda style on Red Savoy pizza, that's thin crust. Thin crust, S-O-T-A. Red's signature sauce that's a savory before spicy. It's a special recipe. It was founded at the original Red Savoy on 7th Street in St. Paul back in 1965. Cheese on top, layered like lasagna, cut in squares like it should be, and don't let anybody tell you different. But do you know what your favorite Red Savoy pizza is? You should. This month, they're going to introduce you to a few new ones, and you can go on the website and discover them. You can discover the House Special. You can discover the East Sider. You can make your own, and when you do call it in, make sure you have previously gone to the app or SavoyPizza.com and enter Joe at checkout and pick up and take home free garlic cheese bread with your pizza order. That's just for GLers. That's online. You just can't walk in off the street and say, hey, I want some cheese bread. You're there to pick up your deluxe Red Savoy pizza, and they're going to have the cheese bread for you on them because you've gone online and joined the app. And this is all over town now. This is all over the metro.
All over?
This original recipe is available in Apple Valley and Blaine and Burnsville and Egan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville. That just opened in Feb. It's a roaring success. Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul where the Wild Train, east side of St. Paul on White Bear Avenue, St. Paul on Snelling, Vadnais Heights, and Woodbury. It's almost as though there's a Red Savoy about 10 minutes from everybody in the metropolitan area. Or, as we say, the 7-county Metropolitan Mosquito Control District.
There we go.
You can find your Red Savoys, and it's the best in town.
John,
It's
you
the
have a Red
best
Savoy?
in town.
I do have a Red Savoy. It's in Blaine.
Yeah, John's got Blaine.
I did before we wrap this up. I want to put a bow on this music conversation.
Oh, you're going to
back
put
in
red.
back in the year 2000.
Geez, I was going to
Huey
wrap
Lewis.
up Red, but I'll come back to Red. Let's go
I
back.
thought you were
let's
done.
go
I'm
back
sorry.
to
I thought
Huey
you were done.
Lewis.
Huey Lewis covered "Cruisin'" in 2000 and hit number 1 on the easy listening charts. So, see, I just wanted to wrap that all up in a big
What
bow.
Yacht Rock's channel? I'd have to go to the Yacht Rock channel.
Nothing wrong with Yacht. Kenny was listening to Yacht Rock today when I joined the program. So
Yacht Rock is great if you got about 48 Bud Lights in you. Then you can take it.
Is that the
we're
same
gonna,
album?
We're going to agree to disagree on that one too.
Is that the same album where Huey stole the Ghostbusters theme song?
I don't know.
It was the other way around.
Oh,
Yeah, Huey made a lot of money from Ray Parker Jr. because Ray Parker Jr. stole the changes.
Oh, God, think about all this when you're going to get your red Savoy, okay?
Savoy.
My favorite, I
busted
got to
in
tell
there.
you, my favorite's the house special. That's been the most popular
Yeah.
red Savoy for years. That's the sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, green pepper, onions, and olives. It's just supreme, and they're available everywhere because Red's even uses the original red Savoy sausage. So you're getting a recipe from top to bottom at redsavoypizza.com.
59.
About 12 minutes there, huh? I just don't see how that can be reopened.
Don't eat your hat. Just have a red
Yeah, you don't
Savoy.
have to. That's pretty drastic.
A red Savoy? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I got a note from Brian Gullickson. No, he says Marconi from Bologna, Italy. Last month I was trying to figure out what kind of food to put on my family. I decided to check out the Red Savoy app on my phone. I had downloaded a few days prior after hearing you guys go on and on about how great it is. I've known about Savoys for a long time and have had it in the past, but this is my first time ordering it via the app. It couldn't have been easier. I selected my store, Egan, selected my crust, added my toppings, Savoy's original sausage, pepperoni, bacon, not Canadian, and they have green olives, cooked well done. Man after my own heart. I also threw in an order of barbecued boneless wings just for fun, and then remembered something about a GL code at checkout. Bam, free wings. On the order screen, my delivery time estimate was 45 minutes. No big deal. I clicked order, salivating at the thought of this delicious food being on its way.
That's what happens.
About 10 minutes later, my phone rang. It was a St. Paul number that I didn't recognize. I answered, and it was none other than Reed Daniels at the St. Paul's Red Savoy Pizza. He said because of ongoing internet issues, my order was sent to their location by mistake, but that he had someone calling my order down to Egan as we spoke. Flabbergasted that the president of Red Savoy was calling me about this, I just muttered a thanks for letting me know, no problem. He thanked me for my order and said they'd get it to me as soon as possible. Expecting now that it would take even longer than originally estimated, I was trying to figure out how to tell my famished family that the food would be late. However, at the 40-minute mark, from the time I placed the original order, my doorbell rang. It was the delivery driver from Savoy's dropping off my hot, fresh pizza and wings. When I got the food inside, I found that they also included 2 humongous chocolate chip cookies for the trouble. I was so impressed with their personal attention to customer service and communication that I plan to order from them again and soon. And the food was delicious. It's that simple, people.
Nice.
You get the Reds app or go to SavoyPizza.com and you get right now, they'll throw in some cheese bread for you on them. They'll pick up the cheese bread.
How easy is that?
But you got to do that's online only. You got to do it on
easy is that?
You got to do it on the app. We're talking Red Savoy, the original recipe, soda style, SOTA, since 1965. And man, has Red Savoy made it easy. There's one near you because they are now all over the metro. Apple Valley. Yeah?
I just got a text earlier today. Oh, yeah, what's the code for the free garlic bread, cheese bread?
Joe.
I said, I told him right away. Boom.
Joe at checkout. Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Egan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, St. Paul, downtown, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul, Snelling Avenue in St. Paul, Vadnais Heights in Woodbury. It is the best. It has been since 1965, and it continues to be, and they're good people. Red Savoy Pizza for you.
Look at this pizza.
Where's that? Who brought that?
Tom did. Tom, show your face in the camera. Don't swear because we're rolling
That's
right now.
Red Savoy.
See? Look at that. What kind did you get, by the way?
Can Tom see your monitor, Chris?
Yeah, can he see this? Can he see this
Can you
from
see
me and
that?
Kenny?
Can you see that, Tom?
Wait a minute. Tommy brought you a Red Savoy?
See? He's just a big fan of the show, so he's taking care of the key cog.
What location did he go to?
What location, Tom?
That was Snelling, and
That's my store.
That's Joe's shop.
and he
Snelling.
didn't get me one, did
they
he?
won't deliver here.
They won't deliver to Hubbard, so he had to go get it himself. Attaboy, Tom.
Red Savoy Pizza, you lucky son of a gun.
Oh, and I didn't even have
Read the
lunch
box
yet.
to me. Read the box to
It's
me. Read
soda
the cup.
style.
Since 1965.
Since 1965.
Red Savoy, 16 locations.
Get it straight.
Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Eagan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul, St. Paul on Snelling, where Reavers is about to snake his pie hole into one of the greatest pizzas on earth, Vadnais Heights in Woodbury, Red Savoy, and they have special offers for you GLers. On some chicken wings, but you got to do it online. So that means you have to go to the Red Savoy app or SavoyPizza.com. Build the large pizza you want, add an order of wings to your order, and use the promo code GL at checkout to get the wings for free. This is a limited time offer, and it's only online. So go give Red Savoy Pizza a try and enjoy an order of wings on Red Savoy. What kind did he bring you, man? Oh, man, did that look good.
Tom, are you still there?
Looks like it was loaded.
It had
looks
sausage. It had sausage and peppers on it. I am. I have to sneak a piece.
Could have
in
got
here.
the house special.
Oh, it looked good though. It looked real good.
It's Red Savoy. It's been soda style since SOTA since 1965.
The one this morning.
Yeah.
He retweeted Marcus's piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got it has a lot of legs on social. I've seen a couple of retweets of it.
You know what the house special is at Red Savoy?
What's that, brah?
It's their most popular pizza, and it has been for years because it speaks to the origination of this soda-style pizza in 1965 at Red's Place on 7th Street in St. Paul. This is it's sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, green peppers, onions, and green olives, but it's extraordinary. It's Savoy's original sausage and the perfect level of saltiness coming from the green olives. You look at me. I sound like a food guy.
A foodie.
A foodie. But there's many varieties, of course. You go on the website. You can build your own pizza. And when you do, go to the app. Or go to SavoyPizza.com or go to the Savoy app, build your own one-topping large pizza, and they're going to throw in cheese bread, garlic cheese bread for you. But that's online only, and it's for GLers. So you just can't walk in off the street and say, "Where's that cheese bread at?"
By the way, update from our guy Tom. He got his free birthday pizza today. He wanted me to make sure I mentioned that to you today.
Tom, as in Tom in our building?
Yes, our guy Tom.
Did he bring any down for you?
No, he did not. And,
You can find Red Savoy in Apple Valley, Blaine, Burnsville, Eagan, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hugo, Lakeville, Osseo, Roseville, St. Louis Park, downtown St. Paul, right on, what is that? St. Peter Street, White Bear Avenue in St. Paul, Snelling Avenue in St. Paul, Vadnais Heights in Woodbury. It really is good. Cut in squares like it should be. Soda style, SOTA, since 1965 with that original recipe still used at every Red Savoy location.